How you doing, Renee? How you doing?
Blessed. I'm
You
blessed.
blessed. You blessed. I appreciate having you on. The positivity. I'm just trying to spread that energy through the universe.
Yeah.
You always been one of the most Afrocentric and free spirited people I know. You was the first person to get me on holistic health and fitness. Tell
Mm.
me don't take that medicine. Take these herbs.
Right on.
Right. Give
That
people a brief intro. Just where you from, what city, state, couple interests.
word. Okay. So, peace, everyone. I'm Renee, born and raised in Georgia. I would say that I'm like a perfect fusion of being a country city girl. I really, really love what I do and creating spaces for people to heal and transform their lives. And uh, I just, like Aunt was saying, when it comes down to allowing nature and mother to heal you, like that's pretty much a lot of what I do in my lifestyle overall. So that's a big interest of mine is just tapping back into, going back to the basics, going back to the original, the
The
way
soul.
it's supposed to just be organically. So yeah.
Right. And you've been over on that before I even really heard the terms. But we met at Georgia State. I think it was the African American relationships course or something like that.
What did we have one class together? I thought it was like two.
No, but that's the first one when we
Okay.
met. Remember, we was in a group together.
Yeah.
And we
That
took that shit up.
had a project
Right.
that was really intense. What the dog theory?
Yeah, we had a see exactly, and the teacher. Remember, after the professor was like, "Out of all my years, like
We
we killed that shit." That's pretty much when you learned that I had impeccable leadership skills. You feel me?
right on. You did
You feel me?
great. Everybody meeting up at my space. Like, yeah, it was a pretty dope project, and we definitely aced that.
Right, and I know right after college, and then years after you've been traveling, you had some different experiences. Give us a couple of travel experiences that you had, like where you went.
Where I went. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'll briefly. It won't take long. I served in Peace Corps as a public health educator, and I lived in Gambia, West Africa, for 2 years. It was a life changing experience. I really much served in like a very large Marabou village, which
Right,
American traditional medicine man or healer. And when you're working, I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but when you're working with the state, how much you can do, but the integration into the community and into African culture, which is my original culture, is it was transformative, life changing for sure.
right. The little bit of traveling I did, I got to see the different customs, the food, the traditions, a little bit because I went there long.
What
But you gonna put me on blast? Look.
I'm asking a question. Look,
I'm just fucking. My black ass ain't go nowhere but Mexico and a couple islands. You feel me?
I mean Mexico. Yeah, okay,
I mean,
Mexico.
Cancun, and I was in the tourist area. I mean, respect to the Mexicans for sure. They would, but I ain't really go nowhere. I'm trying to get more dots on my passport, but I think it expired recently. But yeah, the little I did, it definitely opened up my mind, and I got to expand my horizon, as they say. So I want to get into traveling more. I'm just trying to conquer the U.S. right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
wanna like it's a very beautiful country. I haven't been to a lot of places in the States, just mostly on the east. I'm in the south, the dirt like Texas and stuff, and a little bit over in the west. But yeah, it's a very beautiful country.
now, I'm your friend on Instagram. I see you heavy into art, the words part of art, the visuals, the music.
Mhm.
What does art do for you?
Art is just a beautiful expression of life. People see it differently. It's something that can move and speak to your spirit and your soul. And it's a very beautiful energy when it comes down to art and just feeling someone else's expression of how they perceive life. It's powerful.
Yeah, I mean, I do a little art. You probably don't even know that all the years you know me. I do a little writing and stuff.
I know you're right.
Oh, you do know it? Because most people
Yeah.
don't.
I'll try poetic vibes and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I be too scared to read it out loud because I start shaking and my voice be trembling and shit. That's why I keep it to myself. But I ain't. Yeah, I do a little art. What does balance mean to you?
Balance. Okay. So balance to me is basically where mind, body, and spirit work in harmony with each other. So it's like being in center, but you
Mm,
don't, because we it's on the spectrum, like we always consider like the extremes and what's good and bad and da 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 da. It's just like there's a fluidity and like a flow that happens, the yin and yang, the as
right,
it like the mirroring of each other, like all of that is balance and how everything just harmonizes with each other. So um I think like when you focus too much on one thing, you lose and you become imbalanced in other areas in your life. But when you're in center and in the middle of just being in it all, mind, body, and spirit, letting it flow, it's powerful. So
right,
that's what I believe in. It comes down to balancing.
right. That's like I live my life based on balance and moderation,
Yeah.
getting everything I need and making sure I'm not over or underdoing. And at times you get off track, but I just try to be conscious of when I do and then to get back on track. Don't beat myself up. Don't wait too long and just get back on track.
Yeah. Give yourself grace. Like everything is a learning opportunity, right? So if we live and let life just happen and we're able to just sit back and just be like not too hard on ourselves for wherever we are on our healing journey, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's just life becomes way more sweeter.
Mm. How's the dating life in Atlanta?
Date
Hey, I ain't like you put me on blast. I was trying to look when I like 10 years ago when I was dating. What's worse than hell? That's what Atlanta dating was when I was dating.
worse than hell. That's a little extreme. Like it's beautiful.
See, times done change. Times done change. 10 years later, I ain't been on a dating scene in a minute.
Now
You
I think that being in relationships is it's life shaping, right?
know?
Relationships really mold and create like our character and things like that. I think that relationships kind of exposes who we really are. Because it's like, what else are you doing anything else for? You know what I mean? Like if it isn't for other people, your relationships with other people and how that brings fulfillment into your life. So yeah, it's very important. But I think too, when you're looking at it in a bad way, like that's why I'm like, dating has been beautiful.
Mm,
It has taught me a lot of lessons about myself, and then I think too, where I am in my life, I met a person that I definitely want to grow deeper into that relationship with. And so it's different, like how you are when you're single versus how you are when you're in a relationship. So,
true, true.
but all relationships impact us. So,
I found myself growing recently because I'm kind of like compromising and a little more understanding. I done had, kids and this and that, but recently it was just really dealing with the relationship, and I was like, damn, for once I can start compromising and I don't feel soft. You
mm,
get what I'm saying? Some
mhm.
men like that, and it was just, but at the same time I grew, and it's just you can handle stuff mentally without always being a brute. You get what I'm saying?
You
But
got that balance of like even the balance of feminine and masculine energy together,
right,
you know?
what are your thoughts on the community?
Right? Like how we can progress as a community. And then
Right.
also, what is the community? Us.
Do we? That's a whole different discussion. But do we even like? Should we start a new community or should we try to salvage whatever we got? Like,
Communities are like tribes. And I don't even like to use the term tribes. But it's one of those like savagery type of terms, but I digress. They are, I think, when people have common interests, common goals, uh, we're always on a quest to find our communities, but we can always be a part of so many different communities at the same time. we are multifaceted beings. We're not just one single this. So uh, I think with that being said, we're trying to get acceptance. It's just like you can't force
Right.
to assimilate and conform to just one uniformity thing at one time. I mean, it works really good to help us progress, but it's also to where
So what I'm saying is I totally agree with that. That's the higher. That's what I'm saying. That's what you own. You free spirit, you open, you outside of the box. But that's like an ultimate reality. That's 100%. We are beings. Color and this and that. Like I can't wait till people get past that. But with the population that get exploited and they put on TV and they try to, exploit blacks with, it's like we can't really separate ourselves from that. Even though we know at the end of the day, that's why I'm brother Z. I'm everybody brother. If you got integrity, Asians, whites, like I'm past that shit. But at the same time, whether they listen or not, you can still hear me.
I can.
Yo, your screen froze, but whether they listen or not is like we still a part of that unit. You get what I'm saying? In the lower reality.
Uh-huh.
That's why I'm like, should we just maybe we can start a new group because until we get our overall group together, it's hard for people to just move totally past that. But I definitely agree. That's one makeup of my being. I'm
Mm-hmm.
a spiritual being. I'm a mental. I'm an emotional.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably some things that I haven't even explored yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, do you have any advice or final thoughts for the youth? Just anything you want to throw out there?
For the youth,
Mm-hmm.
I would say take life slowly and don't be in a rush. When you're moving so fast, you make a lot of mistakes, and mistakes can be good, but a lot of things can be prevented in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And also, as well, the journey is very sweet when you're able to be in the present. So, yeah, take life slowly and trust in divine time.
For sure, for sure. Hey, I appreciate having you on. I just been trying to get real positive people that I know going somewhere and already somewhere.
Well,
Keep spreading that energy, keep staying positive. Hey, peace to everybody.
receive peace. Thank you, love.